In the winter of 1947, Los Angeles was a city of dreams, but for some, the dream was about to become a nightmare. A cold morning in January, under the pale gray sky of the Leimert Park neighborhood, a mother pushing her child in a stroller noticed something unusual in the tall grass of a vacant lot. From a distance, it looked like a discarded mannequin, broken in two at the waist. As she drew closer, the horrifying truth began to dawn. What she had found was not a mannequin at all. It was the body of a young woman, posed with a grotesque, macabre precision. The city, still basking in its post-war glow, was about to be gripped by a fear it had never known. The victim was a 22-year-old aspiring actress, a transient soul who had drifted to Hollywood like so many others, chasing the glimmer of stardom. She was known for her striking dark hair pale skin, and her preference for black clothing, a detail that would later earn her a moniker whispered in the city's dark corners. She had been seen just days before, wandering the lobby of a downtown hotel, a ghost in the City of Angels, waiting for a call that never came. The investigation that followed was one of the largest in the city's history. Detectives swarmed the scene, a desolate patch of earth that would forever be marked by this discovery. The brutality of the crime was staggering. The body had been surgically bisected, drained of all blood, and scrubbed clean. Her face was carved into a haunting, permanent smile, a Glasgow grin stretching from ear to ear. There was no blood at the scene, indicating she'd been killed elsewhere and her body carefully transported and placed in the lot. A deliberate and chilling public display. This was not a crime of passion. It was a ritual, a statement. The press descended like vultures, plastering her face across every front page. They sensationalized her life, painting a picture of a flighty, promiscuous girl who courted danger. They gave her a name, a beautiful, dark flower. A name that would become synonymous with Hollywood's darkest secret. This media frenzy turned the investigation into a circus. The police department was inundated with tips, confessions, and wild theories. Letters began to arrive, supposedly from the killer, taunting the police. One package contained her personal belongings, her birth certificate, social security card, and photographs. The letters were a patchwork of words cut from newspapers and magazines, a classic trope of a phantom killer playing a game. Dozens of people confessed to the crime. One man, a local bellhop, was interrogated for days, but his story crumbled under scrutiny. Another, a former Army corporal, seemed a promising suspect, but had a solid alibi. The list of potential culprits was a cross-section of the city's underbelly. Jealous lovers, shadowy doctors with surgical skills, even powerful Hollywood figures. Each lead was a dead end, each path leading deeper into a labyrinth of lies and speculation. The investigation stretched into months, then years, growing colder with each passing day. The city was on edge. Women were afraid to walk alone at night. The killer, it seemed, could be anyone, anywhere. The lead detective on the case grew obsessed, working tirelessly, chasing every shadow. He interviewed hundreds, followed every rumor, but the killer remained a ghost. The case file swelled with reports, testimonies, and dead-end leads, a testament to a massive, yet fruitless, effort. The young woman's life was dissected, her every move, every acquaintance, every letter home scrutinized for clues. She became a symbol, not of the Hollywood dream, but of its dark, predatory side. A warning of what could happen when the lights of the silver screen went out. Years later, a prominent physician from a wealthy Los Angeles family came under suspicion. His own son, years after his father's death, claimed the old doctor was the killer. He spoke of a secret life, of a hidden operating room in their home, and of a deep-seated rage. He presented circumstantial evidence, photographs that seemed to place the victim with his father, and handwriting analyses that pointed to a match with the taunting letters. The doctor had the surgical skills, the knowledge of anatomy, and a dark side that few knew, but he was long dead, beyond the reach of justice. The claims were explosive, but ultimately unprovable, adding another layer of myth to an already impenetrable case. Was it a son's desperate attempt to make sense of a monstrous father? Or was it the final, missing piece of the puzzle? We may never know. The case was never officially closed. It remains an open wound in the city's history, a stark reminder of a promise unfulfilled. The vacant lot is gone now, replaced by suburban homes with neat lawns, the grass covering the scarred earth. But the story endures, passed down through generations, a modern folktale of a beautiful girl who came to the city of dreams and met a monster. The killer was never caught, never saw the inside of a courtroom, never paid for his monstrous art. He simply vanished, melting back into the crowds of the city, perhaps living out his days in quiet anonymity, holding the city's darkest secret. To this day, the identity of the person who committed this act remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. The killer achieved a dark immortality, becoming a phantom who haunts the collective imagination. He created a masterpiece of horror, not on a movie screen, but in the cold reality of a January morning. And somewhere in the dusty archives of the Los Angeles Police Department, her file sits forever stamped with 2 words: Unsolved. The face carved into that ghastly smile is a question that has echoed for decades, a question that has no answer. The silence that follows is the most terrifying part of the story, because it means the killer got away with it, and he could have been anyone.